Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video we are going to be learning how to cut 2-tier sleeve. Okay, with this tutorial you should be able to do even up to 3-tier sleeve, even up to 3 and 4 tiers. Okay, so let's jump right into the tutorial.
I have this fabric folded into two, so I have about 21 inches by 21 inches. This is it, 21 inches by 21 inches. I'll fold it into two, and then after folding into two I will fold it into four again. So I'll fold it into four again. This is it. So when I measure, I will have 10.5 by 10.5. Okay, so because I'll be cutting two flare together, for each sleeve I'll be using 180-degree flare for each of the steps. I'll be using 180. I'm not using 360. So in order for you to cut the two flare together, that is the ones that are meant for the two sleeve, in order for you to cut it together, instead of cutting it one by one, instead of using 180-degree flare and be cutting one by one, I'll just use 360-degree flare, and then after cutting I'll just divide it into two, which will be one for the other sleeve and one for the other one. So in order for you to determine that, for you to know the the measurement you need to take around the sleeve, all you need to do is, if you are doing a three-step, you measure what you have around here, and keep it in mind. Then you measure where the next flare is going to start from. If it is 2 inches, you mark it. If it is 1 inch, you mark it. If it is 3 inches, you mark it, and then you take the measurement you have around there. So around here now I have 13.5, and around here I have 14 inches. So if you are making up to 3 layers, then the third layer you also measure where that is going to start from and measure what you have around there. And around here I have 14.5. Here is 13.5. Here is 14 inches, and here is 14.5, because they obviously will not be the same thing. So now I want to cut the flare that I will use at the lower part here for this sleeve and also for the second sleeve, which means 13.5 is what I have around here. So the other sleeve too, 13.5 is what you would have here. So I'll be cutting the two together at the same time. So, and I'll be using 360-degree flare for that. All you need to do is measure what you have around here. I have 13.5, and the other sleeve too is 13.5. So when you add it together, you have 27 inches. So the 27 inches, you are going to divide it by 6.28. So whatever you have, you measure it here, and then after cutting it out, then you now divide it into two to make it 2 flares. So the next one too, you also measure what you have here, 14. Then the other sleeve too is going to be 14. That's 28. 28 divided by 6.28. Whatever you have, you measure it. That will be your radius. You measure it, and after cutting, you also divide it into two. You divide the flare into two after cutting it out. So 14 plus 14, that's 28. 28 divided by 6.28, I have 4.5. So the radius is going to be 4.5. Make sure you are measuring from the folded part, not from the part that is not folded. So right here now I'm going to measure 6.5. I'm going to measure 4.5. Okay, so I'll just measure 4.5. The length of the flare is going to be 5 inches, and I'm going to add 1 inch for allowance. That is half an inch for joining to the lace and half an inch for joining back to the sleeve. So I'll have 6 inches. So I'll just measure 6 inches all around here. And I said you're going to be dividing it into two, you can see. So I'm going to divide it now. So I have 2 pieces. Can you see? I have 2 pieces. This is it. So one is for the other sleeve, the one is for one sleeve, and this other one is for the second sleeve. Okay, so that is how you are going to cut for each of the steps you have. So because I'm just using 2 steps, so I have them cut out already. I have 4 pieces already. So this is it. So I'll also show you how you are going to join it together.
So I have joined the first flay, you can see it here. So this is it. So the next thing I'll do is to measure 2 inches upward. You can see from the first one I joined, so I'm measuring 3 inches upward, sorry. So you can see as I'm measuring 3 inches upward. So after the 3 inches, then you take the second flay, you can see, which I've already turned with the lining, and you place it just the way I'm placing it here. Okay, and then you go ahead and stitch it down with your sewing machine. Okay, and it should fall like this after sewing. So you can see. So now I'm done stitching it together. You can see how it looks like after stitching. You can just use your serger to serge that place before you eventually stitch it down. So guys, this is what it looks like, and after joining, make sure you stitch down these 2 sides together so you can have something like this, and then you go ahead and join together. So this is the look of this sleeve, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do so, please subscribe to my channel, like my video, and share this video.